Well, it's official. The Los Angeles Chargers and Mike McDaniel have finally agreed to a deal. What does the move mean for the Chargers, and which players will benefit the most from an offense that doesn't call plays like it's still the 1970s? And what in the world is going on with the National Football League coaching carousel? We'll give our prediction on who's hired next and also what it means for these teams. Plus, we'll take your questions and comments, even throw in a rant. It all starts right now on the Bolt Crew podcast.
Hey, yeah, hey, it's the Bolt Crew, and we always winning. Hey, go against us, I don't recommend it. Hey, it's the Bolt Crew, best up in the business. It's the Bolt Crew, repping for the city. Macking on and off the field like Khalil. They hate on us cause we keep it too real. I'm talking smack like Phil Rivers in the field. Oh, you mad again cause we kept it real? Why you mad? Hey, I'm talking smack, I feel like Uncle Dave. Hey, I bring the pain, I feel like Derwin James. I could run and gun, I feel like Herbert down the lane. I feel like LT the way I'm stiff arming these lanes. We just wanna win, we just wanna win, yeah. Ay, we just wanna win, we just wanna win, ay. Putting on for the city, putting on for the city. We just wanna win, we just wanna win, yeah.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Bolt Crew podcast. Dave Pele and Mario Heron. Josh is out for the day. He'll be back with us on Friday. Don't forget Friday's show. San Diego Charger. I think it was San Diego native, almost said, but Los Angeles Charger and San Diego native, and he's like high school alum and Oklahoma Sooner alum. Tony Jefferson will join the show. So Tony Jefferson will join the show. We're really excited about this. As we said before, Tony's a guy that grew up in the neighborhood with Josh and me, and at the same time was high school teammates with Josh. And Tony led the high school to a CIF championship, which Josh will tell you right away, Tony was the key to all that. It had nothing to do with Josh. It was 100% Tony Jefferson. We talk about high school highlights all the time, and I'll tell you this. If you're a YouTube person, because we always say the show's on YouTube and we answer your questions and comments on YouTube, go ahead and look up Tony Jefferson's high school highlights. Pretty impressive. I mean, Reggie Bush was ridiculous. Tony as a running back, Mario, I think will shock you. And we'll throw that in there. Tony, you ever sit there and watch, the Chargers struggle in the run game and go, just give me a couple carries, just always curious about what guys think. I was asked baseball players when they're like in center field and they used to be big time pitchers. You ever sit out there in center and go, you just say, dude, just put me in, I'll pitch. I'll get us out of this inning. And all of them always say all the time. So again, Tony will join us on Friday, 1:00. But the big story, Mario, and it was a big story last week, but finally we know for sure Mike McDaniel is the offensive coordinator for the Chargers. There's a press conference today. It's official. As soon as I opened my phone yesterday, I saw Angie saying, what a good Monday to say, here we go. We have our guy. Don't have to worry and stress out about it any longer.
We're out of the cuck chair. We get to sleep with our wives. I mean, let's go. Here we go, Dave. It's exciting stuff. No, look, it's official. We don't have to stress about it anymore. The papers signed. He is the Los Angeles Chargers offensive coordinator for the 2026 season. I'm excited, man. I mean, this is a new chapter, and this is something that makes them take the next step towards being a Super Bowl contender. Someone commented already, it just sucks that we have to wait so long for this to really come into full effect all the way until end of August, early September. But this is a step in the right direction, Dave. And, we talked about it. We're already 1-0 in the offseason. We won week 1 of the offseason. We just got to make sure we continue to win.
Couldn't agree more. I mean, I'm excited about it. The press conference is funny. Here's the deal with Mike McDaniel. I don't know what other people say. If you followed the show since 2022, the three of us are all fans, and we've been fans for a while, right? I remember when the show first started, I said, look, if I'm not watching a Charger game and I have to watch another NFL team, I always said it was the Dolphins, because I found it fascinating the way he ran his offense. And of course, you had two of there where you had running backs that could catch the ball, and you had wide receivers able to get open. But we said the difference is Justin Herbert can throw the deep ball much better than Tua can. He can stretch the field, which makes the offense that much more dangerous. What Mike McDaniel sees and what he tries to do as far as being a competitive offense coordinator, like they all are, because we say they're playing chess every single week against the defense, he's trying to show he's smarter than you. And when you watch the press conference today, I don't want to say he's arrogant, but he's confident. Does that make sense? He was confident. So when he comes out, and he is, I don't want to say he's a goofball, but he's different. Okay? He's different. And he's even more different than I anticipated. Like, I thought a lot of the stuff was for show because he was the head coach and he's with the Dolphins and all this stuff. And there's, he was a football player at one point, which is the most bizarre thing going. He comes out today in this press conference, and Mario, it looks like it's a scene at a Zoolander. Like, what the F? What are you wearing? And it's just goofy. The glasses, the jacket, the way he started the press conference. Dude, I loved every minute of it. It's goofy. It's different. It's a contrast from Jim Harbaugh. And there's certain guys that when you go into work every day, they kind of get you fired up. It's not the same thing like, oh, man, I got to go to work today. It's a Wednesday. It's not that. It's like, this guy's going to make me bring it. And I think Mike McDaniel is going to make guys on that offense bring it because he's going to dream big and he's going to have the enthusiasm. He's going to sell you the play and he's going to tell you why this is going to work. You have nothing else to do but give your best effort.
I completely agree. It's going to be very funny to see him with Harbaugh with, Jim in these khakis and a college shirt. And then you have McDaniel that's just wearing like the newest thing that Timothy Chalamet just wore, but it just has a Charger logo on it. And you're like, what the hell is going on? Watching the press conference, it's hard to not fall in love with him right away. It's hard to not become a fan of him. And something that he said that I really liked, Dave, was he mentioned how he wants this offense to make Herbert's life easier. He doesn't want him to be Superman. And that was key for me because how many times on this show did we say going into a game, going into a matchup, that was big and was important? We had to go, Herbert has to be Superman for them to win. Herbert has to do this for them to win. He has to have this many completions, so for this many yards, run for this many yards. It felt like at every moment when the Chargers needed a big stop or a big victory or a game-changing play, it fell onto his shoulders. And the fact that Mike McDaniel's going, I'm going to do anything I can to make his life easier, to take that pressure off, I think is huge. Because if we're being honest, and a good example is look at the quarterbacks in the Super Bowl, the best teams make their QB's lives easier. If you constantly lean on your quarterback to be Superman, you end up being Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills, who are now promoting from within, which I don't think is the best idea. And you don't want that. You want to be in Super Bowl like Sam Darnold is after he gets released from the Jets. So that's something, Dave, that I really loved right away.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, I agree with you. Everything you said. And it's stuff that if you're Justin Herbert, you have to be pleased to hear. You've heard the criticism of Greg Roman. I mean, not only from this show, I'm sure other people have said it. I mean, there's a reason why he lost his job. Hopefully it becomes to a point where his name is never mentioned again, right? Because, kicking a man while he's down kind of gets old. And to me, in any aspect, I mean, you see it in politics all the time, but it's like, dude, he's not here. So let's stop talking about him. Let's talk about fixing the situation now. And for Justin Herbert, and as far as making his life easier, the talk was, hey, man, sometimes when you have an athlete that is like a Justin Herbert, you ask him to do too much too often. And eventually his body starts to pay the price. We've said it where Josh Allen's a freak show with the Bills, where his body goes through so much contact that you go, how long can he continue to do this? But Justin Herbert's obviously a quarterback that wants to be able to play the position and not be in that situation where, hey, I'm one of the top guys knocked down to the ground every single year. I want to play for a long time. And the way I do that is there's protection and there's ways for me to get rid of the ball quicker and there are different routes. And that's what I'm excited about. What I'm really excited about is we know the guys in the run game are going to be really important as far as catching the ball out of the backfield and the different things we've seen Mike McDaniel do with offense with different running backs. So it's not just like one guy is capable of doing it. He's able to do it with this offense with the running backs he has back there. I don't know what that backfield's going to look like, next year for sure. We talked about, Najee. Does he even come back or his day is done? One thing he did have, he had hands. Hampton has hands, so it's important that not only can you run the ball, but you have to be able to have hands to make this offense work for McDaniel. But honestly, the position that I think is really important, and you saw it with the Dolphins for a short spurt last year when Waller was healthy. They had no problem going to the tight end, right? Mm-hmm. And then when Waller was hurt, you saw the Dolphins, their offense looked a little bit different. Also, Mike McDaniel said the same thing about, the rumor that when they faced the Chargers, Jesse Minter, as a defense coordinator, as good as he was, he basically leaves it open where the tight end can hurt you. So if he's sitting there and he sees it, and says, look, there are different ways to attack. It doesn't have to be all through running backs. It doesn't have to be all through the quarterback. It doesn't have to be all through the wide receivers. But when he even mentions the fact that tight end, dude, you're covering all your bases. And I think as a football fan, we sit there because our heart rate's not racing watching a game when we're going, dude, that guy was wide open. Or why don't you do this? Dude, he's giving you every option. And for Justin Herbert, that makes it that much easier for him to stay healthier, to hold on to the ball, to make his reads. And bam, you go. It's not just, the play, option 1, option 2, and then I'm dead. It's option 1, option 2, option 3, maybe even option 4 with a veteran quarterback as the game slows down. I can't wait to see what's going to happen in this offense. Honestly, this was our dream pick on the show as far as who we wanted to come in. It took a while to lock this thing down, but now that it's locked down, big check mark off the things we want list, and we got it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it is a huge victory for the Chargers. And you mentioned how a guy like Ronnie Gaston could be very excited for this. Hampton should be excited. Ladd should be excited. And I think the part that's probably even better for this team is they're asking them, hey, is this offense going to look similar to what you do with Tua? Is it going to look similar to what Shanahan, you're doing under him? And he was saying, look, the stuff I was doing with Tua, I've never even done before. Like just halfway through the season, I thought this was a good idea and we did it. I'm excited for that, Dave. I'm excited to see these Twitter videos and these videos on social media of former players breaking this down going, wow, no one's really done that yet in the NFL, or this is a unique way to start getting this guy open and it really works. There's nothing better than when you see that about your play caller, about your head coach, and not, oh my God, this is the same scheme that we saw the Niners run in 2011. And you're like, okay, that's fantastic. Or this is the same scheme that Lamar Jackson ran his MVP year that everyone figured out the next season. That's something that's going to be huge for this squad and this team. I'm curious as well, how long do we get McDaniel for? Do you think this is a one and done and he's gone? Or do you think we get him for maybe 2 years?
That's funny you say this. I was thinking about this literally 15 minutes before the show started. Exactly.
Okay, same here. I wrote it down.
Okay. And I was thinking, man, I really hope we have him for a while. But let's be honest. If we have him for a while, that means he's not exceptional.
Yeah.
Right? If we have him for a year, that means the Chargers probably won the Super Bowl. We have him for 2 years. It means we were right there to the end and then won the Super Bowl and made it to another AFC championship game. The shorter we have him, the better he did while he was with the Chargers. His goal is to be a head coach again. To me, he's one of those guys that I talked about last week. We look at it the wrong way. These aren't guys that don't have money looking for that first big job out of college that you take anything. He's in a situation where he's interviewing organizations too. And you kind of tip your hat to him when he says, no, that's not a fit I want. And I don't know if that's going on, and we'll get into the coaching stuff around the league, but I don't know if that's going on in Arizona where people are like, dude, you can take that Arizona job. And no, I mean, it's honestly
Cleveland.
Right? Cleveland, same thing. Like, there's a history of, hey, ownership's not good. Is it the right fit? Am I going to end my career because I signed another bad deal? Or is he looking for the perfect fit down the line? And we've seen other guys do it, right? Josh McDaniels, who turned down the Colts job after he accepted the job, didn't think it was the right fit. And, he bombed with the Broncos, he bombed with the Raiders, and then here he is back as a coordinator again. Mike McDaniel wants to be a head coach. You could tell by his personality today when he stepped up there that, dude, he's used to being a head coach. When you ever get a chance to be the boss, you never forget what it's like to be the boss. It's tough to go back. Even for Norv Turner, who everyone said, this guy's a coordinator. For anyone who's ever a coordinator, it was Norv Turner. Yet he enjoyed being a head coach, and he got a couple opportunities with the Raiders and the Chargers. It just wasn't the right fit. McDaniel, by the way, he stepped in there like he was a head coach, and the way Jim Harbaugh was able to communicate the job to him was, you are head coach of the offense. And that's the best situation with a star quarterback and a ton of money to spend and tackles that are coming back healthy. It is a perfect situation for him to rebound his resume and then go back and get his dream job.
I think the other great part about this too, Dave, is, he probably gets a say in who he gets to bring in on his offensive staff. Let's get the next McDaniel. Let's get McDaniel Jr. that we'd have promote from within and take over the play calling. I'm with you. If he's gone in a year, that means we are either went to the Super Bowl, at least in the AFC Championship. 2 years, that means we did one of those things in that span. If he's here longer than that, everything went to hell. Everything went to shit. Let's just be honest, because, and he's not a guy, I think the blessing that you have if you're New England, the blessing that you have for a team like I'd say the Bears too, is like Dennis Allen's chances of being a head coach again are gone. That he'll never get that chance again. Josh McDaniels will never get a chance again to coach in the NFL. 2 times, you blown twice. You're New England ties. You're a coordinator for the rest of your life. McDaniel still has another go. And I think similar to what you said, I think he looked at the situation in Buffalo and thought it's already in the bag for Joe Brady. I think he looked at Arizona and goes, that's a way for you to get fired. And then Cleveland, he goes, there's 4 QBs there that they all stink, and somehow one's an all-pro. I'm not all-pro. Pro Bowler, which we got to talk about later with Shedeur Sanders. That's hilarious. And then with the Raiders, again, I know I said a lot. I just think you have too many voices in the room. Yours is going to be the quietest. That's a problem. He looked at this opportunity and goes, this is great. If we win, which I do think they will, I'm quickly back in the head coaching search, and I'm quickly the hottest girl at the party. And that's what you want to be in this offseason, is the hottest girl at the party, and you get to choose your date for the rest of the night.
Yeah, so it's right. Someone just wrote on the side as it just flew by. It said on there, I was a boss once, joined a union out. Now who wants to be a boss again? Who wants that? I think a lot of it has to do with age, honestly, and different jobs. Nothing, and I say this all the time, and not in disrespect to people who have everyday jobs. I mean, most of us have everyday jobs. That's the way life works. There are only 32 head coaching jobs in the league. I mean, in the NFL, the number one sport. Okay. And so we look at the ratings all the time, and you go at the end of the year and you go, what were the most watched TV shows? The NFL always has all but 5 out of 100, right? The NFL owns people's entertainment. Yep. And so it is an ego deal. It is also one of those where it's very rare to have one of those jobs, even rare to be a starting quarterback. People want to be at the top. Mike McDaniel's a young guy. He's not ready to be a lifetime assistant. He's not one of those guys that's, in his late 60s or 70s that's still around the NFL. This guy has bigger aspirations. He wants to be a head coach again. He didn't win a championship as a head coach. And if you're a competitor like he is, he wants to be the guy. Look, I coach high school baseball for a school here in San Diego. I'm the head coach, which means I'm in charge of varsity, JV, freshman. You know what that does for me, though, Mario? Something that I don't like is I really don't get to coach as much as I want to coach, except on game day. I like the teaching stuff. I'm stuck in everything else. It's a lot of administration stuff. There's a lot of coaching your coaches. There's a lot of dealing with kids who aren't going to class. It's stuff that you don't want to do when you think about coaching. But we're talking about professional football. There is nothing except winning and getting the credit, whether that means something to you. Mike McDaniel, no offense, if this is a shot, I think everybody wants the credit of what you wore. And he's a guy, dude. Look at the way he stepped in that press conference wearing that crazy jacket and those glasses and showing his ankles off. It's what he does. And what is the deal? Just off the page, Martin, you and I kind of talked about it. What's the deal with the Chargers podium? Why is it different than everyone else's in the NFL? Why does it look like they stole it out of a church? What was up with that? The podium was bizarre. It was like a 75% cube. It was weird.
It was, and also to your point with McDaniel, he didn't suck as a head coach. Like, he had some success. I think when you have a little bit of success too, it makes that appetite for another position that much more, because it wasn't like you just had, 2 win seasons all the time. The podium, I mean, it just looks like the background is not real. Like, I look at the press conference and I forget that it's the National Football League. Like, I'm just like, oh, this is a very cute little press conference you have going on here. I have no idea why. The podium does look, it screams that I'm going to get yelled at for not allowing Jesus Christ into my life. You know what I mean? It does give off that. And that's fine. I get that from my dad every Christmas. So that's a good thing. But him up there is fantastic. Again, I want him and Harbaugh have to do press conferences with each other like all the time. And they need to sneak a mic in there for him and Harbaugh to break down film. Because it's probably fascinating, like the knowledge that they have between them two. But also the weird things that they would say. You're just like, you guys are geniuses, but you guys are freaks. Yeah. Respectfully.
Crazy, right? I mean, crazy. I give Jim Harbaugh credit, man. You bring someone in with a big personality and someone who's obviously not the guy you would prefer to go to dinner with. I tell you what, they aren't camping out at the beach with their RVs. There's no way Mike McDaniel, he's not that guy. He's not that guy. Mike McDaniel's the guy who's getting massages with cucumbers on his eyelids, right? They're different. But man, who gives a rat's ass as long as the Chargers can sit there and win games and Justin Herbert's excited about playing quarterback for this team? That's how I look at it.
He is very LA. McDaniel is.
Yeah, he
very,
is.
very LA.
Not very Buffalo.
No, not the best way to put it. He's not Buffalo. He's sure as hell not Cleveland. I don't know if he's really. I don't know. He might be Vegas, but he's not Raiders.
Yeah,
if that makes sense. Besides McDaniel, we also had Tark get extended. I don't know if you saw that too.
Of course I did. Super excited.
Okay, I was about to say, give me your thoughts on that because I'm pumped.
Very excited. I mean, a guy a year ago, we didn't talk about this guy. We didn't know anything about this guy. The guy stepped up. It was a big surprise for us in 2025. Good for the Chargers for locking it down. Yeah, I was excited about it. And look, the rest of the National Football League who doesn't follow line stuff, that was a good move. All right. I mean, you got to be a crazy football nut to even know what that move meant for the Chargers. And for us who watched where our struggles were and watched guys who stepped up, that was a good signing. I liked it.
Especially in the postseason. He was one of the guys that played great football against New England. He put pressure on May. The guy's a beast. I mean, just a goddamn beast. And for someone that has just lost a big defensive voice with Jesse Minter out, bringing Tart back, I think is huge. And we're not having a discussion of, when we lost Puna Forward last year, we were like, oh my God, this is going to be a huge loss. Our interior is going to take a huge step back. And he was a good reason or a good person that stepped up and made sure that the hole that Ford left got filled to, now I'm just talking about sex now. So Dave, go on. Cause I just realized that was the trap I was walking myself into and I'm just going to walk back out. He stepped up.
This offseason, super important for the Chargers. This was one that was a positive move. And at the same time, we're going to see, moves down the line where I think that they kind of fall in place. Basically, you have a ton of money to go and track down your wish list. We all talked about it a bunch of times. For the fans of this show, they obviously want the center for the Ravens. At the same time, Jesse Minter probably knows a lot of what the Chargers want to. I'm not saying he's going to block him because the Ravens need their guys, right? The Ravens don't want to get weaker. But here's the deal. Money talks. And has a little bit more money than us are two teams that basically struggled. And it's the Titans and the Raiders have more money than the Chargers right now. Now, you can sell them on a couple different things, right? You sell them on winning, which is important. You sell them on, the stadium, and you sell them on Los Angeles, and you sell them on the weather and everything else that goes into being a Charger. And, you sell them on Jim Harbaugh. And so I think the sell is pretty easy to make. I think if you're going out and saying why this is the organization to come to, not just saying that as a biased, Charger supporter, but at the same time, man, if they go out and do, and I mean, Joe Ortiz, you go out and do what we expected to do a year ago, it doesn't seem that tough to fix it. If you watch the Chicago Bears a year ago compared to this past season, it wasn't that hard to fix. You have all the money in the world. I mean, I hate to say it, more a dope could figure this out.
I'm with you. And you mentioned the two teams that are above us. So you have the Tennessee Titans. Cam Ward looked solid in his first year, but who knows? The jury's still out. They still have a lot of things they need to fix before they're considered a competitive football team. Robert Saleh is not a proven head coach. Brian Dable's probably going to bet, go at it with him because he was a former head coach and wants that responsibility.
Yeah.
I look at Las Vegas, you have Mendoza there, but you still don't have a head coach. And I don't know if it's all that, attractive of a destination. You probably let go of your best player, Max Crosby. Yes, you have Brock Bowers, but you also have Gentine. You still need another receiver. You still need a QB. You got to rebuild that whole defense. There's a lot of stuff that they got to do. With Los Angeles, you want to play for Harbaugh. You already have Herbert. You have a good amount of weapons. You already have the pass rush. You're joining a team that's ready to take the next step now. You're getting McDaniel. Whoever they get for DC, it's probably going to be a good hire. This team's ready to go. And if I'm a free agent and I'm looking at where I want to be next, I'm going to the team that's ready to win now. Los Angeles is ready to win now. And not to mention the nice weather. You get to live in a great spot. Oh, if you host a playoff game, you get to get a nice tan in before you even go into the stadium that has air conditioning. Like, it's the best spot to go to. And I don't want to be in Las Vegas where I don't know if we're going to make the playoffs. I don't want to be in Tennessee where we're probably years away. I want to go to a team that's ready to win now, and that would be Los Angeles next year.
I'm with you. Here's another one for me. I always say also is it's hot, right? When the guys first get together in training camp, it's hot around the country. Basically, for almost every team. Like Arizona has to deal with crazy heat. Miami has to deal with crazy heat. Jacksonville, anyone in Florida, even in the Midwest, right? The Packers, the Bears, the Vikings, everyone's dealing with crazy heat. You know who doesn't have to deal with it? The Chargers don't have to deal with it. You know, and to me that says a lot because these guys have been playing football their whole lives. So when you talk about what it takes out of your body to sit there and go to work and deal with it, whether it's extreme humidity or just extreme heat like you have in Nevada or you have in Arizona, not easy. But there's a reason why the Dallas Cowboys do their training camp in California. You know, you're trying to sit there and preserve the body. You're sitting there trying to make things easier on these guys who are pros. And so you need them to show up for those 17 days out of the year. Man, to me, you sell that too. I just think it's a big sell. It would be for me if I was a veteran football player who'd have been playing this game since I was 10, 12 years old. And now here I am in my mid-20s going, man, somehow we got to make this easier. I'll give you my best on those 17 games. But training camp sucks. Everybody hates it. It's 6 weeks of hell. Everybody hates it.
Yeah, if you're a fan of it, you're just a psycho. Or you're like the weird, cringy, I don't want him to take. Actually, I don't like him anyways. Like you're like a George Kittle type where you're just that annoying guy where like they're doing conditioning. He's like, oh, I love it. You're like, dude, shut the hell up.
Yeah, you're lying to yourself.
You know what I mean?
You're lying to yourself. Yeah.
Like, go watch WWE and bug out. You know?
Yeah. George Kittle's one of those guys where I always think if you weren't doing this, what would you be doing? And you know, you'd be that most annoying guy going. You'd be the guy showing up at your house on Friday and Saturday night going, you want to do something? No, I don't. And then he talks you into doing something stupid. That's George Kittle. He's that guy.
All-time karaoke guy, I bet. He's like, I just want to do karaoke. It's like, there's so many things to do than this. You know? There's so many better bars.
Oh, my God. Kittle's actually neighbors with my sister in Tennessee, believe it or not. It's freaking nuts. She doesn't even know who the hell he is. She just knows this guy has a goddamn football field in his backyard. He runs that tight end camp out of his backyard all the time every year. But
why Tennessee?
He's a Nashville guy.
From there?
I don't know. He's a Nashville guy. Yeah. Huh. There you go. So anyway, speaking of coaches, just looking around this league, by the way, are you surprised at the teams who haven't hired anybody? You know, there are a few teams who are remaining. Okay. The teams that haven't hired anybody, are you surprised by the way it's going? Do they have someone in mind? So the Raiders haven't hired anyone, the Browns and the Cardinals. Those are 3 teams remaining. 3 teams who have been a disaster for a long time. Are you surprised that it's they haven't locked their guys down yet?
I'm a little bit surprised Vegas hasn't because of the position that they're in. I thought it'd be more attractive. I thought guys would probably flock to it, and it turns out they're really not, unless they're going, we just gave a blank check to the OC for Seattle. We're just waiting for the Super Bowl to end. The Cardinals and the Browns, I'm not surprised. Why would you want that job? There's nothing good. Unless you're truly, Dave, if you're given that position, I would want some type of deal with the owner going, you have to give me 3 years because this can't be fixed in 2. It can't be fixed in 1. I need at least 3. Question I have back to you. What gets filled first? The Eagles OC job or the Cardinals Browns job?
I say the Cardinals Browns job. I think they could be all one and the same. You know what I mean? I think they could be all one and the same. I think they'd be chasing the same kind of people, whether it's Webb or whether it's Kubiak. You know, they're I think a lot of these guys are waiting. I mean, the way this NFL calendar works out is terrible for these coaches and these teams, right? You have 2 weeks before the Super Bowl, and it's really it's awful. I mean, obviously, if you fired your coach, your team's in disarray. To be able to basically handcuff these teams that need to get things going as quick as possible to make them wait till after the Super Bowl, then you might as well be in the Super Bowl. You're at the same disadvantage, except when you come back in training camp, you don't have the same, strong roster that the teams that were in the Super Bowl had. Like the Cardinals are a complete mess, right? They have a huge problem with the quarterback situation, the money that they have there, and everything that's a disaster with the Arizona Cardinals. Cleveland seems like the job that people don't want, right? You're hearing Jim Schwartz is probably going to be the guy. I have no idea what's going on with the Browns, but it's not an appealing job. And with the Raiders, with all the money they have, maybe might be the best job still available. But at the same time, I think they're going for one of these guys that hasn't been let go, basically has a game in 2 weeks. And it'll be interesting to see what happens. The reason I bring this up all the time is because the Raiders are in the Chargers division. I want to see what the Raiders are going to do, because teams don't stay horrible forever. Tom Brady is supposed to be super competitive, but you said it 10 minutes ago. The Raiders have major holes. Yeah, they might have the best tight end and a good young running back, and they have no wide receivers. They have no offensive line. The defense has been terrible for 20 years. Are they trading Max Crosby? There's so many moves the Raiders have to make to even try and get things going in the right direction.
Also, if you're taking over, I mean, you look at the AFC West, you have Mahomes, who's going to be back at full strength in 2026. Harbaugh just got McDaniel. This team's going to be better. You have Bo Nix, who's going to come off tough surgery, but Sean Payton and him are going to be at least one of the best teams in the NFL. The fact that you have to face all these guys twice a year is insanely hard. And you have to do it with a rookie quarterback, with a very bad defense that's going to lose its best pass rusher that you've probably had in since the John Madden days.
Yeah.
All of this, man, doesn't scream an attractive destination. If anything, it just screams, hey, if I get this job, I got to look Brady in the eye, and I got to look that weirdo haircut guy in the eye and go, I need at least 5 years to be successful. The Vrabel turning around in a season, the Ben Johnson turning around in a season, the Harbaugh turning around in one season is not going to happen. And I think that kind of scares coaches a little bit, because as we've seen multiple times, the head coaches get fired for the GM's mistakes. And these guys don't have a long life. Not every organization's as patient as the Lions were with Dan Campbell. That doesn't happen all the time.
No, it doesn't. Here's the deal. You look at the guys who are getting hired right now. They're all 5-year contracts. Doesn't mean you get to coach for 5 years. I mean, the Raiders, I think last year were paying 3 head coaches at one time, which is insane. It's bad management, right? It's bad. It shows you guys aren't good at as a front office of what you do. It'll be interesting to see what direction they go. I mean, they went with extreme, coach with experience with Pete Carroll. It didn't make any sense. How can you do a rebuild when a guy's close to 80 years old? Doesn't make any sense. But when you look at the guys that they're looking at now, you're talking about guys with 0 head coaching experience, and some of them aren't even coordinators. They're like passing game guys. They aren't even to the coordinator position yet. But these are the guys that are supposed to fix everything you have with a rookie quarterback. So it'll be very interesting to see what happens. I was talking to a buddy of mine today. Who's a huge Patriots fan. Boston guy, see him every day. Is a neighbor of mine, and man, it's tough going. God dang, the Patriots are back. We kind of spoke about it on the last show. He brought up a good point. He goes, dude, we're years ahead of where we thought we were going to be, and I go, he's right. The Patriots are years ahead of where they thought they were going to be with the second-year quarterback, first-year head coach with the Patriots. Mike Vrabel's been around. But he says, we need another receiver, and we need this, and we need all stuff that seems very doable, Mario. And I was thinking, man, if you guys go out and you make that move for George Pickens with the Cowboys, because it's a perfect trade for the Cowboys to sit there and go, we ship him off to the AFC. We never have to see him again, basically. It's not going to affect us. We aren't getting to a Super Bowl anytime soon. Let Pickens go there. We get our picks. We start going in the right direction. Because you can't afford Pickens and Lamb. If they try and make that work, the Cowboys aren't going anywhere fast. It didn't work last year. So, but the Patriots could get a lot better even than they are now, which kind of sucks because we're trying to get to where the Patriots are right now. In a year from now, we want to be talking we're 2 weeks out. By the way, the Super Bowl's on Valentine's Day. So start telling the people that you care about, hey, on Valentine's Day, we aren't doing anything except sit in front of this TV.
That's going to be a tough go for all men out there and women, because, women love a little Super Bowl action themselves. Probably that's going to be a Monday, Valentine's Day is what that's going to end up being.
We're all celebrating on the 15th. Flowers are cheaper.
Yeah, I think everyone's celebrating on the Monday. I got to give you credit, Dave. That's, I think, one of the best ideas you've ever had. Pat's trade for Pickens. I think he's perfect for Vrabel. Vrabel can, make sure that he stays within the program, and May will actually make sure that he's one of the best receivers in the league. That's a fantastic move. And then the Cowboys, you want that to happen because he's out of your conference.
Yeah, you aren't going to ever see him. I mean, honestly,
never see him.
what you might see him one game every few years. Who cares?
Yeah,
you know, you're trying to move forward. You need draft picks. Someone saw the same guy told me, and I didn't check on this, but I'm sure he's right. He said the Patriots have like 12 draft picks this year coming up.
I'll check that.
So if they have picks like that, and of course they're going to be picking 31 or 32, 12 picks gives you an opportunity to move up and make some trades to get a guy you really want. Yeah, so it's frustrating because the Patriots obviously in the AFC. I think it was is it Robert here? Robert, I'm not wearing glasses, so I apologize. Patriots overrated, in my opinion, dude. I ran that thing for 7 months, and until they're in the Super Bowl, what am I going to say, dude? I mean, come on. I want to sit there and make that argument with you. I can't even say it. There are only 2 teams remaining. We sound like fools when we say that.
And the people that are, I saw someone that I used to work with break down like the whole schedule and how like they've had the easiest route and yada yada yada. Look, they're in the Super Bowl. Like, say whatever you want, they made it there. Not a lot of teams, no team can say that besides them in the AFC. So you gotta hand them their flowers for that. The team in the division, Dave, that made a move, Joe Brady gets the promotion from within to become head coach. First off, was he one of the coaches that wanted to draft Keon Coleman? Like, was he?
I doubt. You know, I doubt it because how can they be? I'll be honest with you. Don't you think Josh Allen made this hire? Josh Allen had to choose between Dable and Brady.
Yeah, I imagine.
Right.
I imagine. Yeah.
I mean, that's what I think. I think he had to choose between those 2 guys. And Dable looks like, as he said, if I don't get the Bills job, then I'm going to be the OC with the Titans.
I just can't. It just doesn't make a lot of sense to me to absolutely take a dump on your coaches that you all just let go. And then after that, week later or however long it's been, you go, but we're going to promote the OC. And I failed to believe that Joe Brady just had no say in drafting Coleman. I failed to believe he like throws his hand in the back and they go, put your damn hand down. Like, shut up. That didn't happen. They're probably like, it's like, no, we care what this guy thinks, has to say. And we're going to bring him in now and he's going to be running the head coach. Okay. That makes sense. That's going to work out well.
It's one of the most bizarre things going. I mean, if you want Coleman, man, he's available for cheap in a trade. Because there's no way you can bring him back. The owner hates your guts. You can offer anything you want. Basically, you can have him. I'll give you the spare tire in my truck for Coleman at this point. It's a situation they put him in. It's weird. I don't understand. I mean, it seems basic chess, as they say, right? We're playing chess. Okay, well, you could tell the Miami Dolphins that as soon as the Miami Dolphins decided to bench Tua for the last few games of the year, well, you're paying him over $50 million a year on this contract. You just showed he has no value to you or anybody else, but you're still going to have to pay that. When the Cardinals decide that, hey, guess what? Kyler Murray's not our guy. Well, what are you going to do? You still owe him $50 million a year. I don't understand these organizations stepping it all the time and publicly. And so if you're a free agent and you're going, man, the Bills are the Bills. It's Josh Allen and they get a new stadium and the fans are crazy and it sounds like a lot of fun. But the owner's a whack job. He has no problem burping guys that are currently employees. If you're Keon Coleman, what are you doing? All right. If you're Keon Coleman, you're in your early 20s sitting in your parents' living room going, I don't want to go back. F these guys.
Yeah.
Like, I just took a stray in front of the entire country. What happened here?
Dude, you're probably snowed in on a snowstorm. You can't fight in your house because it's covered in snow. And then you find out that your boss is just absolutely throwing you under the bus. You're like, dude, what the hell's going on?
A guy who hasn't spoken like in front of the media in 6 years, all of a sudden, full Tourette's, Yeah. Good God.
This guy's seen so much pain as an owner of a franchise and decides, I'm going to take it out on this one draft pick, and he's going to catch it all. When last year you didn't draft one wide receiver when you desperately needed one. So good stuff for them. I'm happy for them.
Good Lord. All right. You want to go through and read some of the comments? Because I can't see.
Yes. Let's go through these. We'll start with Sean. Bergen 6653. Shout out to it. He says,
Nice.
met a dude in Virginia, Charger fan. First thing I did was show him this show. Shout out to you, Sean. That's amazing.
Oh, that's awesome, Sean.
But besides that, McDaniel and Herb gonna feed families. Besides that, it's my birthday. Cheers to you all. Love you guys.
Wow.
And I effing love you, T. Jeff. Bolt the F up. Thank you, Sean. I love
Dude,
you.
that is extremely nice, Sean. Even on your happy birthday to you, number one. Appreciate you spending time with us on your birthday and then promoting the show. Look at that. We're
Yeah.
I don't know about you, Mario, but I started writing my Hall of Fame ballot out. So I'm not saying you just bought yourself into the Hall of Fame. Sorry. But what I'm saying is I've been trying to start making our list because we have to announce after the Super Bowl who's going to make the first Hall of Fame class of the show as far as the people that followed the show. So I have about 6 people so far on my ballot. I haven't talked to you or Josh about what you have, but we got to start putting our list together.
Mine fluctuates up and down. I mean, I probably have 8 people that are coming in and out of there. And like I said, I'm easily bought. I'm easily persuaded. So it's terrible. I should never go to a political rally in my life because I'd walk out of there going,
fall for everything.
Got a good point. He
That's a genius. Never thought of it.
God damn, where'd this guy come from? Sean again. Another news dropped yesterday. I would imagine I didn't see it until today. And Jim did this as a birthday gift. Thanks, Jim. Love you, pal. I think Jim did do that for your birthday, Sean.
Yeah, I did. That's the story. I saw it on Twitter. You're 100%, Sean. You're right, Sean. That's the way it goes. I'm just happy it happened. I think Angie was more happy than anybody, and more happy than I was about Mike McDaniel. First thing I saw was her, and she's been nonstop how happy she is that Mike McDaniel is the Charger OC.
Speaking of her, she says for $10, words can't describe the excitement I feel. We got a guy who knows what he's doing. We already won the offseason. An extended tart. Learned their lesson from Ford. She's exactly right, Dave. Yeah,
she is. I couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more. Would it have bothered you if Ford was playing in the Super Bowl?
It would.
Any animosity there? It would have hurt, but not like you're rooting against him. It's not like a Bosa situation.
No, yeah, it wouldn't be that because Bosa just sucked in his last couple of years, and it kind of left a bad taste in our mouths. I think the part that would have hurt with Ford is like we had first dibs, and we just let him walk. That's what stings the most.
Walk across the street.
Yeah,
I mean, insane. You didn't even have to pack up the family. He just literally just walked down the hallway and changed locker rooms.
It's literally like if a girl says "I love you" and you go, "I don't know if I do," and then you see her a year later, you're like, "Damn," and she's with another guy, and you're like, "Blew that one." All right, next one we have is Marty Slice. A little snowboard action in the profile photo.
Okay.
Dave. He pitches in $2. Just says, "Can't wait. Bolt fan from New Jersey.
Sweet.
We needed this. Let's effing go."
I always wonder what it's like to be a Charger fan, like across the country, like especially now.
Yeah.
If you're wearing a jacket in the snow and you got the Bolt on it, does anybody say anything to you? Because football fans love to talk shit, right?
Oh, especially New Jersey?
Yeah.
You kidding me?
Do you remember in The Sopranos? Remember when Bobby's kid, he goes, "Where you going?" He goes, "Watching the Giants game." He goes, "I'm going to so-and-so. It's not too cheap to pay for cable." They have the Chargers game on over there. You sit down. We're Giants fans in this family. Remember that? You wouldn't let him go and watch the Charger game?
I just watched that episode last night. I just watched it last night. No kidding. He just got shot in the eye.
Yeah. Sitting in the chair with the patch on his eye. Yep.
Yeah. Oh, I think that's the funniest is every time someone says something. Oh, it's perfect. Also, Marty Slice. That's the perfect name for the East Coast. If you just put Marty Slice and you go, "Give me 3 guesses where I live," I'd be like, New Jersey, New Jersey, New Jersey. All right, AK pitches in for $5. Mr. Hortez, please, for Christ's sake, can you not get outbid on the Ravens center, Leonard Baum? We desperately needed him. If you lose Mac and Zion, let me please be aggressive, my man. I don't think AK knows when the offseason starts for the NFL and when he can sign free agents. I think he doesn't know that.
I bet you he does know. I bet he knows. He's just saying straight out, let's be aggressive on the second it happens, right? I mean, again, last year was bizarre because we've never seen Ortiz work in free agency until last year. Then we watched everyone go shopping until he was like, oh man, I got to go do something. And everything was gone. You know, it's like I told Josh last week, knowing that snow was coming in Tennessee. Hey man, you better go grocery shopping now. And I don't know if he did or didn't, Ben, but then they're showing all the shelves and they're completely empty. That was Ortiz. The shelves were empty.
Yeah, all the toilet paper's gone. Now you gotta, now I gotta use your towels. Keep doing that. Brian Stowe, 4394, $2. Should we bring back Deshaun Hand? What do you think, Dave?
I say yes. I like Deshaun Hand. Maybe I'm biased. Again, he's an Alabama guy, but I thought Deshaun Hand was fine. I like Deshaun Hand. By the way, one of the nicest human beings going. You know, when Josh played with them and I'd go, it sounds ridiculous. I know it has nothing to do with Charger football. When I'd go talk to him in like the hotel lobby, dude, he was such a nice guy, man. He was nice to me. He was nice to my younger son. A good guy.
I love our Bama bias we have on this show. It's my favorite thing. Because I buy into it way too quick.
Dude, you know what? I appreciate that. I'm not even joking about that. You could be the guy that's a complete ass just going, dude, I'm rooting against these two guys forever. But you aren't. You haven't been a jerk about it. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Well, it's also, Bama was just, there was always likable to me. I have no idea why. Like, I never hated their reign.
Yeah. You got to give, even though Josh isn't here, you got to give Josh a little bit of credit. Dude, Josh was teammates with Bozeman and with J.K. Scott and Hand, dude, Josh ripped the hell out of Bozeman the whole year. I mean, that's not easy to do when that's your boy. You know what I mean? Like that was, I literally have a picture right here. If I could flip this thing around, you'd see it. Bozeman's in the picture with him right here. And dude, he didn't care. And if no offense to Tony Jefferson, if Tony sucked, Josh would have called him out too. But that's not easy to do, to call someone out that's you've known for 10 years and you wish him all the best and he's on your favorite team, but he's killing the team. Josh ripped the hell out of Bozeman this year.
He did, and I was worried too because I can't remember what game it was, but I remember writing down like he did not play well, and I didn't want to be the first one to bring it up, and Josh was right on it, and I was like, okay, if he's doing it, then I feel fine doing it. Also, the thing that I always really respect about Josh, he is so good at mentioning. Like, he doesn't mention it too much. He played at Bama. Every time we do this show, all I think about is I would do my best to mention that every single show if I was him.
Dude, in life, he never tells anybody.
Oh, I know.
He never wears. Dude. He never wears a championship ring. Never does anything. He barely has it on his resume. I was like, how do you not? He has the coolest letter from Nick Saban. That a letter for jobs. That. It is awesome. He has a pictures, with Saban and stuff like that. He never tells anybody. I tell people much more than he does. He never says a word about playing.
Dude, if I was him, I'd still be wearing the freaking player pack I got from him like every day. I'll be waiting for people to ask.
Dude, it's funny. I've been with him like in the park, and he wings the football around like he has a cannon for an arm. People, man, do you play college ball? Yeah, and he a little bit. Like he won't ever say, "I was at Alabama." It's never ever.
I have a tattooed.
I would too.
Cameron T2525CT, $10. More likely another Harbaugh is about to get a Super Bowl ring and his first name isn't Jim. Jay Harbaugh. Jim's son is the special teams coordinator for the Seahawks. Yes. I forgot about this, Dave.
Do you remember that Jim recommended that he go over there? Remember that? He could have been hired here. And instead, Jim recommended he go over there and learn, from a different coach. But, dude, I would love, because we all know there's some crazy trash talking that goes on in that Harbaugh house around the holidays, right? Maybe not. Maybe it's not holidays. Maybe it's the barbecues because they're working around the holidays. But, man, look at that house for people who aren't aware. You got John, who has a Super Bowl ring. Jay's going to have a ring. Jim has a national championship ring. Tom Crean, who's married to the brother's sister, right? Who was the Indiana coach. And you're going, there's some crazy coaches in that room. And you're like, hey, I know you have a college ring, but you want to see my Super Bowl ring. You got Jay at the table, 2 rings, possibly. You might have the Super Bowl ring and the national championship ring.
One for each bird, if you just want to do like a double bird to the family.
Right? Dude, that sounds like a Harbaugh thing to do. Forget my ring finger. We're going bird finger.
Also,
doesn't it sound like a Harbaugh thing to do?
It does. Shout out the Harbaugh coaching tree. McDonald's
Dude,
in
it's
there,
amazing.
man. He
Yeah.
gets a ring. Whew. Something to it. All right. Next one we have is Brian Stowe again, 4394. Thank you so much. $2.
Nice.
Please sign Odafe
Exactly.
Owe.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah, we're all on the same page. I think first order of business, now that we have extended Tart and now that we have McDaniel, is to get him extended.
Yeah. I think, honestly, from what you see, it looks like he wants to stay a Charger. Things worked out really well for him.
Next one we have is Kelvin Gaddis, 8809, $10. No pics for Dave. This is bio photo. That's pretty good stuff. That's good stuff. Also looks like it was done on Canva. Shout out Canva.
Nice.
What is your confidence level that our current roster on defense can keep teams under 20 points consistently without Minter next year? And his other question is McDaniel going to score 30 plus every game to win?
Dude, I just want to see us score 30 points. I mean, that'd be crazy. I mean, that means we're doing something pretty good if we're averaging 30 points a game, right? Was it the Rams this year that averaged like 31 points a game? I would love to see our offense do awesome things. I mean, the Chargers have done this before. I mean, this is before you were born, Mario. This is when I became a Charger fan, and I just didn't understand. Football was different. You know, number one, you ran on first down, you ran on second down, you threw on third down if you had to. That's the way they used to play football. Then everyone got into a huddle between every play. The game kind of dragged compared to today's game, and it wasn't really exciting. But then the Chargers in the 79, 80, 81, dude, those guys were throwing the ball. No one did that. And you're seeing the Chargers put up like 40-something points. And you knew when the Chargers played, you're going to see a different brand of football, and it was more exciting. And it was one of the reasons I think a lot of people who, as we just talked about, fans in New Jersey, I became a Charger fan because they played the game different. It's if we were able to go back and put an offense with this defense like this, whoever they get as their defensive guy, and we're going to get into more of that, I'm sure, in the next show, especially with Tony Jefferson joining the show on Friday. Number one, I think, Mario, I'm going to throw a name at you right now. I wish Josh was here so you guys can tell me how dumb I am, or you could sit there and say, didn't think about it. Either somebody that's already in the system that knows how Jesse Minter runs things and they have faith in, which we hear there are like 3 of them, or what's Raheem Morris doing?
I don't hate it.
Right? Last time he was at DC, his team won the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't hate that. The part that's confusing is, like you said, I mean, with the guys that they have confirmed interviews with, they all have a Harbaugh connection in some way to Jim or John.
Yeah.
If it's not Klink, who was the Michigan co-defensive coordinator, he was a defensive backs coach for the Chargers last season, I'm fine with them going out and getting like a Morris. But I do think Klink's the most ready for this position and should get it over anyone. And if he does get it, the defense will obviously look different, but I do not expect them to be middle tier. I still expect them to be a top 10 defense in this league. I don't think they'll take that big of a step back.
So Mike G says here in the chat, this is Ricky Morris is going to Arizona as the head coach. I mean, is that going to be his 3rd chance as a head coach? Seriously.
And he wants that last chance in Arizona. That's where. That's
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. If that, and look, Mike G usually gives us good stuff. So if you know something, Mike, okay.
Next one is Uncle is from AK. Uncle Dave, ready, Forrest, my Bama moment in 3 weeks. I have no idea what that could mean.
He asked me the other day on Twitter, what's my all-time favorite Bama moment? And so I said he didn't respond on his, so I guess he's going to let me know in 3 weeks his. As a fan, my favorite was obviously Tua to Devontae Smith to win the national championship game was awesome. But dude, as a dad, the best was seeing Josh wearing an Alabama uniform while the confetti's coming down. It was I got a great picture. I have a picture right here in front of me, actually blown up. But it's my favorite. We've all seen the confetti come down. To have your kid in a uniform. Alabama was my favorite college team before my kid went there. And then see him on the field with his brother, his mom, and me in the stands watching, and he's holding the newspaper up. Bama wins and the whole deal, and the confetti's coming down. By far, that's my favorite moment.
God, that's such a sick photo. The one that you have too, I think it's your background of him out running out of the tunnel, and you can see it clear. He's like beautifully
Dude,
shot right in the middle.
It is it's a craziest picture. If anyone ever sees my Twitter page, it's my background. It's senior day. It's his last game in Tuscaloosa against Auburn, which is the rival, and he's running out of the tunnel, and everyone around him. I think right to him. I'm looking at the picture right now. To his left is Calvin Ridley, but then you see Quinnen Williams is right there, and you start looking at the names on the uniforms, and all these guys are NFL guys. They're like 48 guys in the picture that all made it to the NFL, and you can read the names clear as can be. But the funny thing is, it looks like the picture is taken just for Josh. People ask me, how much did you pay that? I go, I didn't. It came out that way, and then they took this picture in the Alabama facility and blew it up. It's a full wall. This same picture that I have is a full wall in the facility, which is awesome. Again, as a dad, it's a different thing. So as a dad moment, it was kind of cool.
It's the coolest thing of all time. Like how he's perfectly centered. I was just like, you can't ask for a better photo.
Bizarre.
An update on the Raheem Morris. He is a favorite, and they just interviewed Mike LaFleur. I think Mike LaFleur also got some interviews with the Las Vegas Raiders as well. So whichever way the Cardinals go, if I'm Mike LaFleur, I'm sitting this one out. I think I'm going to wait for the next cycle or take.
I would
Las
too,
Vegas
and especially when you look who's in that division. Going, okay, I'm gonna tell you, I would both. The AFC West and the NFC West are not fun places to be for the next few years.
Mm-mm.
You know,
and I mean that's such a good point. I forgot about their division. That's a confirmed 6 losses. For the next 2 years at least. That's 6 losses.
Yeah, you're gonna be out of a job.
And Mike G, I know I'm not trying to crap on you or anything, so I'm sorry if it feels like I'm doing that. I know you said there won't be a lot of head coaching openings. We see it every year where
7,
it's at least
minimum.
6. Yeah, minimum, 6, 7.
It is. And this year it was 10.
Yeah. So someone's always on the hot seat. All right, Dave, what do you got for a Dave rant?
All right. First one is Super Bowl's obviously going to be, up in the Bay Area. It's going to be Santa Clara. It's going to be a matchup we've seen before. It's going to be the Seahawks against the Patriots. Malcolm Butler is going to be an honorary captain. You see that for the Patriots for this game?
I did see that. Yeah.
I know it's up in the Bay Area. A lot of people are upset about Bad Bunny being at halftime, which I find interesting. And then you've seen all the politics. What I think is kind of surprising, Mario, is that the 49ers are bringing in Colin Kaepernick for the national anthem just to take a knee. And when I saw that today, I was like, wow,
really?
That's really stepping it. That's 100% not true. What I just said is I just made up right here on the spot. I don't even know why I went that direction. I just wanted to see if people would fall for it. That's not true at all. What are you guys, stupid? Going to listen to that stuff? That's not true. Dude, I should have just played it out, and then you made a clip of it, and then we'd send it out and just let people lose their mind. You know how people do the rage bait deal? That would have been an awesome rage bait. I should have not said a word, and you clipped it.
I'm telling you this right now. I have family members that probably almost crashed their car out of frustration. Hear that right now,
dude. My head's so effed up. I don't even know why I went there with that. I was not planning that. I just all of a sudden started rambling, and there I went. No, here you go. Here's my rant. I said something on the show last show. I was completely wrong. I said I was going to fix it today. Some of you were very nice. Some of you not very nice. I gave the wrong network that the Super Bowl is going to be on. I said Tom Brady was working the game for Fox. It's going to be on NBC. AK, you were very nice on setting me straight. I had some people say something's not nice the way you could have told me that I had the wrong network. It's going to be on NBC. Look, here's the deal. All right. The Super Bowl's 2 weeks away. If you went to the TV at 3:30 Pacific time on Sunday, not this Sunday, the following Sunday, to turn the game on, and you went to Fox because you listened to me, and it wasn't there where you got going to go, well, I guess it's not on TV this year. What do you guys want to do? You would have turned the goddamn channel and found it. Or you would have looked at your phone and go, what channel is the Super Bowl on? Nobody was going to miss the Super Bowl for my information. But man, the way you guys love to rip me for one goddamn honest mistake, I didn't cost you guys missing Super Bowl 60. Good Lord. Handle with care once in a while. Doing the best I can. I didn't try to lead you astray. Boss.
Yeah, Dave, you got the date wrong too.
Jesus. What do you mean? It's February 8th.
Yeah,
is it Super Bowl February 8th?
Yeah, it's not Valentine's Day. That's
no,
not
next year.
Day.
No, next year. Then
Oh, next
in
year.
2027, it's Valentine's Day. It's February 8th this year on NBC. All right. Sorry if you put it in your calendar, Super Bowl, 3:30 kickoff, Fox. All right. God dang it. I missed the Super Bowl because of Dave. No, you weren't going to ever miss the Super Bowl because of me. You would have figured it out. You would have changed the channel. Damn it.
Side rant with you.
Okay.
I don't care who airs the Super Bowl. I don't get it when people are like, it's Fox. Damn it. Like, they're like, really? CBS got this? You know what I mean? Like,
and I don't give a rat's ass either.
Who cares?
I will say the picture does look clearer on NBC. I don't know what they do, but it does look a little clearer to me. I don't know why it is. It doesn't matter to me either.
Yeah. And by the way, like, Super Bowl is that one game where there's so much going on because you're usually at a party. There's a lot of food. There's people talking to you. I'm not really hearing Collinsworth, Brady, Romo, Nance, whoever the hell it is. I don't care. I care about the halftime's going to be cool, and that's it.
I do agree with Les over here who says Collinsworth, damn. If I had to choose, he's not my favorite color commentator. Collinsworth isn't, but it is what it is, and I'm watching the game. And I tell you right now, here's the Super Bowl rule. If you are going to go to a Super Bowl party, I'm not a big Super Bowl party guy anymore. Like, I really want to watch the game. I'll tell you why. I do like to hear what the announcers are going to say. I want to know what they see. If you're in a party, sometimes you can't hear. People have the volume down. A lot of times you can't get it in front of the TV. Like, you're stuck, or you have to look through 20 people to see the TV. I don't care if you have 5 TVs set up. There's too many people. People invite too many people to Super Bowl parties. Here's my Super Bowl rule, and I'm not going to pay to get you out of jail when it happens. But if you're in the room with anybody that says, man, I only watch the Super Bowl for the commercials, did you punch that person in the face as hard as you can? Okay? You got the green light. I'm telling you right now. I just think it is the dumbest line of all time. And anyone who drops that line, we are past that, okay? I got it. We could see the puppy Dalmatian with the Clydesdale with the Budweiser commercial. We can see whatever you want. Nothing is better than the game. And anyone in that room that says, I only watch because of the commercials, get the F out of here. Take your ass to the back of the room. You're blocking the TV. Get the F out of here. I don't need it. I hate that line. It's my least favorite line anyone ever uses. And there are a lot of them out there. Okay? A lot of people use the same line.
And it's not good anymore. Like, the commercials aren't good.
They aren't.
We see them before they air now, too. It's like, it doesn't matter anymore. I just care if it's a good movie that's going to have, like, a big commercial. The Odyssey does a new trailer. I'm tempted up. I'm excited.
Dude, unless every commercial is the most interesting man in the world, dude, save it.
Same. Dude, if I see that, now that's when the volume's going all the way up. And I need to know what they're going to say. But if it's not that, get out of my face.
Yeah.
Now that we're on it, and this might get me ripped a little bit, but like with the Super Bowl and like with the halftime show, I had someone I had a family member going, I'm going to watch like the other halftime show. And I literally was like, that is the dumbest freaking thing I've ever heard about. You're going to change the channel just to watch a halftime show. Like, that is the most loser, dorky thing of all time. Like, that was just, I looked at them, I was like, if you care that much about the halftime show, kick rocks. Like, honestly, like, come on. No one should care that much.
I got a buddy of mine who's super political, but somebody, my Patriots fan friend. So I said to him, man, I go, so you aren't watching the Super Bowl this year? And he goes, I'm watching. And I said, well, Bad Bunny is at halftime, And I go, I thought you were protesting. And he goes, well, I'm watching the Patriots. And I go, well, you're going to support Bad Bunny? Like, I'm just turning the screw,
yeah.
Because I was thinking it's so stupid, man, to get that upset about a halftime show. And by the way, I'm watching every halftime show. I don't care if it's opera. I got to know what it looks like. I got to see. So he goes, I'll turn the TV off during that moment. I go, doesn't matter. That TV was on for more than 10 minutes, dude. Guess what? Bad Bunny's getting credit to drive him nuts. I see people on the side, by the way, who saying I can't punch my wife for that line. Look, that's my mom. My mom drops that. I only watch for the commercials. She's not a football fan. Okay. I don't know if I've ever shared this theory on this show, Mario, but here's my theory. If I was ever a politician, this is what I'd put in. I think it would basically make a better person out there. you should be able to, every calendar year from January 1st to December 31st, you should be able to punch a person in the face once a year without going to jail for it. Okay. Do you understand? So,
I mean,
so
I think a lot of people do that.
Yeah, without going to jail. Okay. Like, I haven't used mine yet. You get a refresh every January 1st. Okay.
Okay.
But if you're that person that says, if I said to you, Jesus, Mario, I've already been punched in the face 5 times this year. Dude, guess what? That's your sign that you got a major problem. If people use the one punch on you over and over again, dude, you're the issue. Do you understand? That's how you correct their behavior. Go. If you never get punched, you go, man, I must be a pretty good guy. I haven't gotten punched. Or how many years have you gone without getting punched? Shows you're a pretty good dude. But man, if people are using their one punch a year to punch you in the face, dude, guess what? You're the asshole. Right?
True. It's not bad. Yeah.
Dude, I'm telling you, save money on therapy. I know a lot of people go to therapy and you know, the therapist sitting there going, you're the effed up one. It's not your mom. It's not your best friend. It's not your neighbor. It's you. But man, if you learn really quick, if people keep using their one punch a year to punch you in the face, you go, I guess I'm the asshole. I better change the way my behavior is. Anyway, not going to be a politician. That law's never going to go into effect, but just my theory on how we fix things. This show's a mess.
I mean, it's a pretty good one. Dude, speaking of, all right, a little something for you now, because this would rile you up.
Okay.
It riled me up. Speaking of therapy, I was explaining like a situation. I was like, I don't know why that made me like anxious. And I got hit back with, you really don't know why? And then I was like, no, I don't know why. That's why I'm here. Why else would I be here? Am I here just to make a friend? Like, what? Like, are you my pen pal? What the hell's going on, man?
Oh my gosh. B. Hannon has a question. Has one for you. Super chat. You see it?
Best halftime show of all time. I think we've talked about this. We're all in agreement.
He said Janet. Do you know which one he's talking about? Janet Jackson, Justin Timberlake.
Yeah,
yeah,
the Slippy.
Yeah. I don't think it was the best one of all time. You know, I mean, guys, any chance to get a chance to look at a little boob, we all will take it. It wasn't worth it for me to say it's the best one of all time. For me, I told you my favorite one. Yours is different than mine, right? Mine was the Rams Bengals halftime at SoFi with, you know, Dr. Dre and Snoop and all those. That was my favorite of all time. By far, that was my favorite of all time.
Yeah, that's mine.
Oh, it was yours too? Okay, I thought you went in another direction.
Mine.
Okay. A lot of people say Prince or whatever. Bruno Mars did that one in MetLife Stadium. I think it was Seattle and Denver, and everybody loved that one. I didn't realize Bruno Mars is like working in. I was like, what happened to that guy? And then someone says he's in Vegas every damn day paying off his debts. Like he's a gambling freak, can't control himself. Yeah. He's like the guy at the restaurant washing dishes. He's sitting there literally singing his ass off to pay off his gambling debts.
I grew up on 50 Cent, so like that one hit me hard, and like Eminem with all my family in Detroit. So
I didn't understand why 50 Cent was there and Ice Cube wasn't there. Like, Ice Cube should have been there. That's kind of weird.
Yeah, why wasn't Ice Cube? That's actually a fantastic point.
Anyway,
I thought this is gonna piss everybody off. The Prince one. Yeah. I think Prince sucks. I've never liked one Prince song.
My wife doesn't like Prince either. The one where it rained, the Bears Super Bowl, Bears Colts. Yeah, is that right? Okay.
Yeah, it was Bears Colts and it was raining. He's singing Purple Rain. That song sucks. He's terrible. Like I've never understood the Prince hype. He dresses weird. I don't understand anything around Prince.
Yeah. Who's yeah. See, look, he's not the only one. People liked right here. Obviously the one where we got to see some titty. Look, it wasn't a lot. It was a quick nip slip. I don't even catch it till after everybody lost their mind. Dude, go look at the goddamn Sears catalog and look at the breastfeeding section. Calm down. I thought the people on this show were perverts. People on the side are worse than us.
I think it's just that at that time you didn't have access. Like now you have access to so much, stuff if you really want to get going. It's like it wouldn't really matter that much. But that time, there was middle schoolers that paused it and we were like, this is everything I'm ever gonna get in my life.
Yeah. I agree. The Janet boob wasn't even that good. It was too much stuff around it. Yeah. Yeah, wasn't even that good. I'm with
Oh,
you.
Christ almighty.
All right, man. Josh is going to go back and watch the show and go, "What the f? I take one
Oh,
day
dude.
off, and you guys turn it into this."
He's going to
Yeah.
think, how'd you guys go for an hour 10? It's like, actually, the last 5 minutes we're talking about Janet Jackson. And if it was
Dude, like my biggest regret of the show is that I came clean and said I made up that whole story about Colin Kaepernick. I think that clipping that and putting it out there probably would have been huge for us.
Oh my god, it would have done so many rounds in my family group chat.
Oh my god, dude, you would have seen it on Fox News. They would have run with it. Oh my god,
Oh
dude.
my god,
that's hilarious.
we get requests from CNN and Fox.
Yeah.
I would have a field day with that. I would like,
Oh.
I'm just gonna do the opposite to the other one. And I'm going Fox and go, I think it's a great idea. CNN and just do the opposite. It's a horrible idea.
Oh my god, dude. Oh my god, I'd probably get sued by the Niners organization. Anyway, we'll let you go. Look, big show coming up on Friday. We're excited about it. Tony Jefferson again joining us 1:00 Pacific time on Friday's show. And Josh will be back for that one. Again, your opportunity to ask Tony a question. Follow the show on Twitter, hashtag it Ask Tony. Try and get your question on there. We're looking forward to it, though. And again, please subscribe to this show so you know whenever we have to make a programming change, you'll know. But also, you can sit there and respond to the show through YouTube, and we'll get to all those as well. But again, thank you so much to everybody that supports this goofy show. Josh is going to be really upset. Josh was the grounded one of the show, and now he wasn't here, so it's like parents are out, and Mario and I completely effing around.
Yeah, Josh would be the one like, all right, guys, we got to rein this in.
Yeah.
Just like,
by the way, I'm with Angie. I do like Prince. Also, my wife hates Prince, but I like Prince. It's funny.
I wish I liked it. I just
no, you aren't in. It's an '80s thing, I think. You know, believe it or not, there are people who there used to be an argument who's better, Michael Jackson or Prince, and the album 1999 was great, and then he had the Purple Rain movie came out, all that stuff. It's a long story, Mario, but music was changing big time from the 70s to the 80s.
What was the movie that he did? Prince did.
Nope. Purple Rain.
Okay, Purple Rain. I'm not kidding you. I was 16 years. I remember this clear as day. At 16 years old, it was like maybe 6:30 a.m. My dad made me watch like the final scene in that when he performs after someone else performs. Yeah. And he's like, you gotta see how much he kills it. And I had to like watch the whole thing. I was like late for school that day. And I like watch it and I go, yeah, the other guy did 10 times better than Prince did. That guy was awesome. The Prince going after him sucked. And I think I killed my father that day. Like a part of him.
Did. You hurt him. You hurt him bad.
Usually when he shows me stuff like that, like I'm actually with him. Like I'm like, this is incredible from the 80s or whatever it was. But that was the one time I was like, Dad, this ain't it. And he brings
like,
up on that.
It's like I want to go see A Star Is Born. You've seen it, right?
God. Yeah.
Okay. So, by the way, did you realize that movie's been made 3 times? The movie's been made 3 different times. Yeah, there's 3 different versions. They all end the same way, just different. But this was by far the best one of the 3. And I remember I'm watching I'm watching this movie, and when Lady Gaga comes out to sing for the first time and she kills it, hits that note in the crowd, I'm like, man, like I was all in, and I'm like, of course she killed it. She's a professional. It's Bradley Cooper we should be freaking out about. But I'm like, God, I'm so dumb. Like I got all emotional. I'm like, dude, calm down. What are you, stupid? Of course she was great at it. Idiot.
That's my so funny you say that, Dave. That's my breakup movie. Every time I've seen, so hear me out. Every time I've watched that movie with a girl I've been dating, we've broken up at least a month after that.
Oh, that's Disneyland for me. Every time I took a girl to Disneyland, we broke up within a day. Every time. Not on I don't know what it was. It was like bad luck. It ended every relationship I ever had going to Disneyland.
Yeah. No, I don't know either. Shout out to those 3 girls. But every time we watched it, and they would give me a compliment. There's like a scene when the back of Bradley Cooper looks like the back of my head. Yeah. And then every time I see that scene, I go, me and what's her name broke up.
Oh no.
And then literally 2 weeks later, me and another girl's name, we broke up. And I was like, well, can't watch that movie.
There you go. All right. Again, we're back Monday. Excuse me. Back on Friday, 1:00 Pacific time. Appreciate you guys hanging out for the show as always. For Mario Heron, I'm Dave Pele. We'll see you Friday.
Hey, yeah, hey, it's the boat crew, and we always winning. Hey, go against us, I don't recommend it. Hey, it's the boat crew, best up in the business. It's the boat crew, repping for the city. Macking on and off the field like Khalil. They hate on us cause we keep it too real. I'm talking smack like Phil Rivers in the field. Oh, you mad again cause we kept it real? Why you mad? Hey, I'm talking smack, I feel like Uncle Dave. Hey, I bring the pain, I feel like Derwin James. I could run and gun, I feel like Herbert down the lane. I feel like LT the way I'm stiff arming these lanes. We just wanna win, we just wanna win, yeah. Ay, we just wanna win, we just wanna win, ay. Putting on for the city, putting on for the city. We just wanna win, we just wanna win, yeah.